Number 8, Alabama goes on the road and stops number 14, Missouri, handing the Tigers their first loss. Let's talk about what this means for Alabama, what this means for Missouri, and where we go from here in what is becoming a very cool to watch SEC. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Do you believe that Alabama is the best team in the SEC? And I think they've really got a claim to this after a really impressive win on the road against Missouri. Missouri, who had gone 25-5 over the last 30 games and was hosting its first top 15 matchup since 1979 at Faurot Field. I believe it's like 15 straight sellouts that they've had at the stadium. And this game was going to be more of a referendum on what we think of Alabama and whether or not Missouri has had their Icarus moment. Flying too close to the sun, will the wings melt? And it felt very much like Alabama took control of this game in a way that I did not expect them to do it. Coming in, Ahmad Hardy was the nation's leading rusher with over 700 yards on the ground, 730, I think. He couldn't do much of anything at all against that Bama defense, in large part because Bama was really good about playing keep away. Missouri's used to holding the ball 37 minutes a game. Going into the fourth quarter, they had held the ball all of like 16 minutes, while the Tide was just kind of cruising right along. Ty Simpson making plays when he had to true freshmen of all people. Kevin Riley showed a lot in this one. Brooks showed a lot in this one. And the glaring advantage that I think Alabama had that it just didn't do enough to exploit, even in the win, was at wide receiver. Ty Simpson with the guys at his disposal. Looking at the freshmen that stepped up, they're just deep at wide receiver. They've got a bunch of those guys they can throw at you. Jam Miller comes back. He had with a really great game, 85 rush yards to basically put them in a position to take the game. You had the fourth down attempt by Missouri to try to pick up a first down when they're down 20-17, and there's about 6 minutes left to play. But after that, it felt like if Alabama can go get a TD, it's a 10-score game. Or 10-point game, excuse me, not 10-score, 10-point game, and it's one that Missouri's just going to have a hard time coming back from, in large part because Bo Pribula had done most of his work on the ground. Hadn't even been able to throw for more than 100 yards through 3.5 quarters of football. But when he got loose, he got loose. Difference is the defense would put him down every now and again, and I was really impressed by what I saw from them. LT Overton had himself a game, and I know that the headline for this one is the big man having a good time, okay? Cade Proctor out there in the Wildcat. I want a homie to get the TD. Don't hurdle, big dog. Drop your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Keep them feet low. Keep them driving. And plow through some people. You big, you fast, you got it. It's fun. I enjoyed watching him have his moment. And Cade Proctor getting more opportunity to show that big man or athletic is really cool and a great part of Ryan Grubb's offense that I think we all appreciate. But Ty Simpson has been a different quarterback since the loss to Florida State. I mean, he'd been averaging about 300 yards passing coming into this one. And I think that we had thought that, okay, Alabama might actually be good, maybe even great, because they went into Sanford and did what nobody had been able to do for damn near 6 years. And that is beat Georgia at Sanford. They snapped a 33-game home winning streak for the Bulldogs, and it was largely on Ty Simpson's arm. And that's why he's headed to the top of the Heisman finalist conversation alongside guys like Trinidad Chambliss and John Mateer. And the list is getting larger with Julian Sayin having a great game against Illinois, Jeremiah Smith having a great game against Illinois. But again, getting Lazia Brooks and Isaiah Horton to go out there and make plays. They were getting their behinds chewed out by their wide receiver coach for reasons. But I'm really impressed with just holding Missouri's offense in check. I expected this one to be much more of a shootout than it turned out to be. But Missouri could not pick up a third down to save their life. They were 1 of 9 on third down. They had just fewer than 300 total yards in this game. A team that usually is very good at running the football couldn't run it very well. And Alabama was able to put Bo Pribula on his back 4 times. Anytime you got a running quarterback that you can hit, that's going to impact his ability to throw the ball downfield. It's also going to impact his ability to run. So you're taking away 2 things at once by simply putting your hands on him. It's not to say that Ty Simpson also didn't get pressured. He got pressured quite a bit. He just kind of stood in there and took it. He got sacked 4 times in this game. Missouri's quarterback got sacked twice in this game. He had 4 hurries. 4 sacks for Ty Simpson, who stood in there and still completed 74% of his passes with 3 touchdowns. I think as we get closer and closer to what we think is going to be a pivotal game for the Crimson Tide coming up here against Tennessee next week, we got to really start thinking about this team as one that can play in the SEC championship. Now, they, like Tennessee, like Oklahoma, got a gauntlet ahead of them. Alabama's got Tennessee left, South Carolina, who's capable of beating them, LSU, Oklahoma, and then nobody in the form of Eastern Illinois and Auburn at the end. I think this is also great for Kalen DeBoer because October was always going to be the make or break part of the year for this Tide program that's looking to win 10 games for the first time with him at head coach after going 9-4 last year, taking losses to unranked Oklahoma and unranked Michigan, along with, the loss to Vanderbilt, who turned out to be pretty good, but not so good we thought you should win that game. And Kalen DeBoer has shown that against a good team like Georgia, he can win. He's 2-0 against Kirby Smart as a head coach at Alabama, and that's not nothing. That's really important. I think that if they can finish the month of October undefeated, like go undefeated in October, we have to not even get past, hey, somehow they're going to get in, whether it's making the SEC championship game and being a part of the 12-team playoff there, or maybe get one of the at-large bids because the resume that they're putting together is impressive. That's the reason why they were climbing back up the ranks, even if they started well, took the loss to Florida State, and then Florida State takes the loss for Virginia, and then takes a really devastating loss to Miami. And now we're talking about it's been, 385 days going into the game against Pittsburgh since the last time that Florida State beat an ACC opponent. Alabama, meanwhile, is taking its opportunities against big opponents to get big wins. Georgia's a big opponent. Missouri was an undefeated opponent and a top 15 matchup for them. You have to be very impressed with what Ty Simpson has developed into since the Florida State game, and you have to be very impressed with what Kane Womack has been able to do with the Tide defense. I really didn't think they were capable of putting the clamps down on a rushing attack led by Ahmad Hardy in this way. Again, super impressive by what they did, and I expect that Alabama is going to be tough the rest of the way. Would not shock me to find out that they roll in to their game against Tennessee looking not just to win it, but to make a statement in the win. And if they can do that, that's probably a top 5 team by the time they play what we think might be another top 5 team in Oklahoma. Congratulations, Tide fans. Y'all playing football again.